We don't know if Angela makes another phone call because the cameras have us hear her say, who do I need to talk to? And then it cuts to her, standing in the bus terminal, explaining how she feels like she's been played, but she's having a hard time accepting that because she loves Tony and Tony loves her. And she walks out of frame and she goes and cries, and that's where we leave her. We leave her in the bus station crying, walking away, getting ready to go home with no answers or whatever the case may be. My only issue with the editing right now is that I'm having a hard time caring about certain couples because they're not getting the same amount of time. And so I'm just not sure if these are just filler couples for the main, what I think to be the main cast, or if maybe as the season progresses, we'll get a little bit more in detail. But right now, Murray and Dominic and Angela and Tony, I'm having a hard time, I'm just having a hard time connecting to them. So that's all I got to say about the editing. I just feel like we're just not getting enough time with certain couples, and I hope that as the season goes on, we will, and I'll be able to connect a little bit more with certain people. So let's swing back over to California. We are in California with Andrea and Lamar, and Lamar is like super, super happy. He's super, super positive. The day is the day of his welcome home party. He's going to go meet some friends and some family, and he is ready to go. He ready to go. And Andrea is just in the bathroom taking her sweet little time, trying to get her makeup together and get her lashes on as if this day is for her. Yes, I know you're about to meet his family, and yes, I know you want to make a good impression, but today is not your day, Andrea. Today is the day for Mr. Lamar, and you need to be moving with the quickness. That's all I'm saying. So he gets up, he goes in the bathroom to check on her, and she makes these little snarky comments about, so we're going to have a good day today, and no exes, no baby mamas, you promised me. And he's like, listen, my kid isn't even coming. She says she can't make it, so I can't imagine her baby, my baby mother showing up for this. And Andrea's like, okay, I'm just saying, she's just really jealous. She's really jealous. This is the second time we see her have some crazy insecurities, and I just want to know what happened in her past marriage that made her so insecure and so overly protective, because it's ridiculous. She started talking real hood and real street, and I'm like, you Mormon though, what was your life, girl? But then, real sidebar. So apparently Andrea and her daughter, her oldest daughter, was on another show called Stage Moms. So there's that. Okay. Anyway, so they're leaving the hotel. She gets herself together. They're leaving the hotel, and she is still harping on, I don't want to see no baby mamas. I don't want to see no exes. And Lamar is just letting us know in the confessionals, listen, I haven't seen my daughter since she was 4 years old, so I haven't seen her, and she's grown now. And it just kind of hurts me that I'm not going to get to see my kid. So for him, he's not even really worried about the baby mom. He's worried about the relationship with his daughter. So they get to the restaurant, and he is just so happy, and everybody just embraces him with all this love, and I feel like it was just such good energy in the room. I hope that, I just feel like that was a genuine thing. I feel like all that love and all of that was just something genuine, it was genuine, and it wasn't a reshoot or, hey, let's do that again. It just seemed so real. But Andrea, she just got this fucking attitude, and it just irks me because she is worried about herself. She's worried about her. She's not worried about him or anything else. So she introduces herself, and everybody, I'm pretty sure, is aware of who she is, but she just seems like she's more concerned about her. So while they're eating and laughing and joking and catching up, his daughter calls. And she's like, Dad, I'm going to come see you. We're going to come see you, and we'll see you soon. And he's just really happy. The glow that he had got brighter because he got to see his daughter. Now, the thing is, I think at some point he would have seen her because they can't leave California for 30 days. And then after 30 days, he can go to Utah with her. But until then, Cali it is. So he's like, my second day out, I get to see my daughter. He's happy. But Andrea overhears the we. She hears the we, and she gets mad because she's like, oh my God, the baby mother's coming. He promised me when he was in jail while we were in California, we weren't going to have to deal with no baby mama drama, no exes, and I just feel like he's disrespectful. She makes up a stupid lie and says that one of her kids hurts themselves, and she has to get to a Western Union and send money because he's at their emergency room, which already sounds like a lie. And so she leaves, and she's like, I just think he's disrespectful. I think he's rude. I don't need to be here, and it doesn't even seem like he cares that I'm leaving. He doesn't even seem like it's bothering him. I guess I'm just nobody. I'm nobody now. So she gets in the car, she pulls off, and she doesn't come back to the restaurant. So while Lamar is at the restaurant, his daughter Shantae shows up, and she's so, so pretty, you guys. He hugs her, he kisses her, and they cut to Shantae saying, you know, my dad went away when I was really, really young, and I missed him. And it seemed like a part of me was missing. And I'm just so happy that my dad is home. And she starts to cry, and I got a little emotional because I'm like, girl, yes. And, you know, it's just a really beautiful moment for him and her. He apologizes to Shantae, and he tells her that he's sorry that he messed up and that he missed so much of her life. And that all he wants to do now is just get himself together and be there for her from now on. And he promises her that he isn't going anywhere again. And then he turns to the mom, which I think was a beautiful moment because a lot of men won't apologize to their baby moms. He turns to her and he says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I left you with her. I'm sorry that I left you to raise her by yourself because I wanted to be foolish. And it was a really, really sweet moment for them. And I just wish Andrea was not being a shitty person and she could have been there and seen that this is a family union that he needs, and she needs to just be okay with it. So Shantae's mother does ask, where is she? Where is Andrea? Like, where Andrea? Where is she? And he's like, listen, I think she's insecure. I think she's jealous of you. And the mother's like, listen, she doesn't need to be jealous of me. I'm family. I was not going to let my daughter come down here by herself. And as a mother, you would think she understood that. But she doesn't need to be jealous of me. She needs to get over that because we're all family. We're all in this. And he's like, I'm just trying to get her to understand that I'm never going to pick. I'm never going to pick between. And if she puts me in a position to do so, it's always going to be my family. It's going to be my kid. You know, F your feelings in real life. Is what he says. And I'm just like, F her feelings in real life then. And so, you know, that's where I'm at with it too. F her feelings in real life because you being crazy, ma'am. So he hugs, he kisses his daughter, and they part ways. And, you know, we'll be back to them in a second. So then we jump back to Murray and Dominic. Well, before that, Andrea calls him and tells him that, you know, she's lost. And now he has to get one of his family members to go find her. But while they're in the car talking, he says that he doesn't believe that she's really lost. She's been finding her way around LA just fine. And he really just feels like she was just trying to pull him from that environment with his daughter and the baby mother. And they're in the car talking about that. So, all right then. So then we jump back over to Murray and Dominic. And now Dominic pulls up after Murray has been like super duper worried, thinking that he wasn't going to get out. The guards finally bring him. She tiptoes herself out the car because she has some real high heels on. And it's like she's excited. His family is like, her family is excited, but he just seems kind of out of it. Like he doesn't seem as excited to see her. He doesn't seem as happy. And I don't know, you know, what the deal is. So they get into the car after they exchange hugs and kisses, and she's just like, the car ride seems like it's going really, really fast. They have to take him to this halfway house, and they're not talking about the wedding, they're not talking about anything. He's just talking about all the things that he has to think about, like the rules of the house and what he can do and what he can't do. And she's just like, he just doesn't seem excited to see me. He doesn't seem happy to see me, and I always just worry about him not loving me and him not staying with me. Like, that is a worry. And I'm feeling like my nightmares are coming true because he's being weird. And they get to the halfway house, they hug, and he just walks away from it. He just doesn't seem like he wants to be there. And I feel so bad for Murray because she's been holding him down for a while, and she's been just trying to be a good girl. Well, you know, she parties, but like to not be a cheater. She does, you know, she goes out of her way for him to be there when he gets out, and he just seems like standoffish. So I'm just not sure if he's just trying to like process all of these new rules that he has to go through, because he's really not free when you have to go to a halfway house. It's like, yes, you can come and go, but there's rules that you have to follow. So I'm just wondering if he's just like, I'm just not in the home stretch yet. Like, I'm just not free yet. And he's just thinking like that. And maybe that's why he was a little standoffish towards her. And maybe just frustrated that she may not realize that he's not free yet because he still has to follow these rules or he can go back to jail. And he just might have been a little irritated. She drops him off at the halfway house, and that's it. That's, you know, she just stands there, watches him go in. He doesn't even turn around, and she leaves. She gets back in the car, and that's how we end. So now we're back in California. We are ending the show with Lamar and Andrea. We're back in California. Lamar and his family member pull up. They find her parked in a parking lot. He walks up on her like, what happened? And she's like, you have a good time with your ex? And I'm just like, What you mean? That man ain't thinking about that woman. Crazy. Like, I wanted to punch her in her throat. Like, are you seriously going to do that right now? This man just... You missed so much. You missed so much because you were being selfish and you were being insecure and you were being jealous and you were being a fool. You missed so much. And it pissed me off. And it pissed him off too, because he's like, bro, you weren't there. Why did you? She's like, I left because you didn't need me there. And this is like, she's not even... This woman. So they're arguing, they're going back and forth. And he's like, he blurts out, I'm never going to choose you over my children. And you should never choose me over your children. And I'm like, yes, Lamar. Nobody should choose anybody over their kids. Kids come first, damn it. And she's like, I can't believe you just said that to me. I never told you you had to choose your child. What I said was, I don't feel comfortable with your exes following us around California. And he's like, who's following us? That is the mother of my child. That is the mother of my child. What are you talking about? Why weren't you there for me? Why weren't you there for me, Andrea? And she's like, because I didn't feel comfortable. He's like, but why? Why didn't you feel comfortable? Like, he's genuinely trying to get her to say other words other than stupid stuff about her. And it pisses him off even more. So he starts getting in her face. And he's like, I want you to tell me why you weren't there. And she's like, I want you to get out of my face. Don't touch me. Get away from me. I'm done. You don't have to worry about me. You said you would never choose me. So you don't have to worry about me. Go do whatever it is that you need to do. I'm done. And he's like, no, I'm not going away. You controlling. And if things don't go your way, then you get mad and you start throwing these like pussy fits. Pussy fits. You start throwing these fits, and he's just like hitting her with the 1-2, and I'm just like, yeah, Lamar, tell her, because she clearly is vain and self-centered and I cannot understand why she cannot understand that this is not about her. This is not about her. None of this is about her. This is about this man being reintroduced into this world and trying to be a better man and trying to be a better father and trying to be a better son and brother and cousin and husband to you one day. He has to be well-rounded. He cannot just be underneath you and give you everything that you want and you give him nothing. Andrea. Okay, so now they're in the middle of this parking lot going back and forth. Of course, you in LA, you cannot be doing that because people will call the cops. And they did. And 2 undercover cops, they dressed in regular clothes, but they had their shields out. They show up and they're just watching from a distance, just trying to see what's going on. Now, she is jeopardizing this man's freedom. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, Lamar could have just walked away. He didn't have to keep pushing. But you have to understand, this woman has been with him for a while. She has been holding him down for a while. So the love that he feels... You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's big to someone like that. Like, that's a big thing, that someone that I didn't know had my back. So he's really just trying to understand what's going on. Like, yes, he probably shouldn't have got in her face the way he did, but like, she's not helping because she's really being childish. And Andrea, why? So they're going back and forth. They're arguing. And she's like, you'll never have to see me again. And he's like, I don't care. Do you think I care? She's like, well, if you don't care, why don't you get out my face then? If you respect me enough to get out my space, get out my face and let me go. And that's it. That's how it ends. Her and him in a parking lot somewhere screaming at each other with cops watching. So I'm just like, damn, we jeopardizing this man's freedom on day 2, all because you insecure, all because you feeling some type of way, girl. Whatever, Andre. Go home. I want you to go home, Andrea, please, and leave this man in California with his family and his friends, because you go home. You are not acting like a Mormon. And I ain't even sure how Mormons are supposed to act, but I know they shouldn't be acting like that, goddammit. You go home, Andrea. Go back to dance. Go back to stage moms, dance moms, whatever. Momagers. I think that's what it was. Momagers. Go back to that show. Go home and finish trying to like push your children into some spotlight, because this is not for you. You are being extremely childish. You are being extremely selfish. And I am disgusted by the way you're acting. How do you ruin such a beautiful moment? This man has not seen his friends and his family all together in one space in 18 years. And you, ma'am, are concerned about yourself. Go the fuck home. Go home. Sorry. Bad words, but I don't care. Go home, Andrea. That's what I want you to do. Go be with your babies. Yep. Because you want this man to be a Mormon and you want him to do a lot, but what are you really giving? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you bought him a car. Okay. All right, then. You know, I think that was crazy within itself too. But I think because I believe that she believes because she's done the things that she's done and she's sacrificing 30 days of her life away from her kids, that he should do whatever she says. And I'm just like, go home. Go home. Come back and get him then. You understand what I'm saying? Like, let that man go be free, go home, and you bring your butt back in 30 days and pick him up. Because if you're going to be ruining moments, then you... So, next episode, from what I see, she finally goes, I think they make it back to, she makes it home and she tells a friend about what happened, and the friend asks that he hit her, and we just see clips of everything. We see James and Alla again. She's like hitting James with the car door. So we're going to stay tuned. We're going to watch. I will be back with you guys next Sunday. Go home, Andrea. You guys go be great. Love you. Bye.